We'll talk briefly here about heating systems, and we're going to talk about what you call central heating systems. So we're not talking about a little space heater you plug into your wall. That's not central. We're talking about a system where you've got some kind of heating unit like a furnace and a blower and some ductwork and some registers and a thermostat. So it's all centralized. And so you have something that's generating the heat, like a furnace. You have some way to distribute the fluid. And remember what you know about convection. We want either air convecting out through this system and blowing into our rooms, or maybe we want hot water being pumped through our pipes and out through our floors or into some registers. Then we need a way to deliver that heat with these things here, registers. And then we need some controls like thermostats to turn stuff on and off. When we talk about this central heating system, we are almost always talking about a forced air system. And it's called forced air because there's a fan or a blower that blows the air through. You could have a heat pump, and in fact a heat pump is an efficient way to produce heat and an inexpensive way. Once you get it installed, it uses much less energy than other methods. But if you don't have a heat pump, you might have a furnace, and one method of heating the furnace is natural gas. That comes with problems, of course. Natural gas is methane. But a lot of people have them. You could also have an electric furnace. And think of an electric stove or an electric clothes dryer with 240 volt heating elements. That's what you've got here. Down in your furnace, you've got 240 volt heating elements. Now, if you were to live in the Midwest or back east, an electric furnace would be expensive to operate because electric power is not cheap back there. They're using nuclear plants, coal plants, mostly, so it's expensive. If you live here in the Pacific Northwest, however, where we have hydroelectric power, our electricity is cheap. It's inexpensive, and so an electric furnace is an economical way to go out here in the Northwest. Now, you operate your furnace or your heat pump with a thermostat. And let's be clear what this thing is. It's an on-off switch. It has sensors inside that sense the air temperature, and you have set your thermostat to a certain temperature that you want, and then the system has it's called a set point. There's a set point range. So if you set your desired temperature at 72, it does not just shut off and come on at 72 because the thing would be cycling constantly. So there's a range. It might be, I don't know, 68 to 73, or it might be 70 to 75, or some kind of set point range that you will choose. In any event, it's an on-off switch, and all it does is sense the temperature, turn the heat on if it's too cool, turn the heat off once it reaches its limit. And so a question people sometimes ask is, well, let's see, I've been away on vacation. Let's say it's winter time, so I'm running my furnace. I've been away on vacation. I come home and my house is cold. What if I turn my thermostat up real high? What if I turn it up to 80 instead of 70? Won't that make it heat up faster? And the answer is no, it will not, because this thing is just an on-off switch. That's all it can do. It can't run faster. It can't turn on more heating elements. It just goes on and off. In the next set of slides, we'll talk about the system for distributing this hot air. It starts with a blower or a fan, And that blower is connected to a thing called a plenum. A plenum is it's like a giant duct. It's a big box, a big sheet metal box. It's a central chamber that takes the air from that blower and distributes it out to the ductwork. And the ducts, are those sheet metal tubes that go out through the house and carry the air. And then the registers are the things with the grates that send the air out into your room and bring it back through the return system. So we'll look at those next.